This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids.
What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus and 17 Days of Star Wars. Why am I hitting my mic? I don't know. By the way, I know this is kind of weird that I'm on the left side of the screen, normally than the right side. That's mostly because I didn't mirror my image when I was making these, and it's funny, I just thought about this as I started this one. Now I feel like it would be awkward if I switch to the right. I don't know, I'll probably switch back to the right. I just need to actually go into my camera settings and change that up back to normal. But anyway, that's besides the point. This episode we're going to talk about Star Wars video games. Now, currently I've been playing Star Wars Battlefront and I've been having fun with it. I know a lot of people like to tell you that it's a game that's not worth its time. The thing that's weird about that to me is that you also get told by the same people who say that it's a fun game. It seems like the consensus is it's a fun game. I think the break is on whether or not it's worth your time, because a lot of people are saying they're getting bored with it after 10-15 hours. Some people like me, I guess because I don't play for like huge long settings like that anymore, I'm finding myself enjoying it. It kind of falls into the Titanfall area for me. It's a good game. It's not a game that I play all the time, but then I don't play games for like huge long sessions, so therefore maybe that's why the whole it gets bored fast thing doesn't reflect on me, because I play the game for a couple of hours, I have fun, I put it aside, and I go about, taking care of other stuff. I don't know. It's an interesting debate going on about that. By no means are people saying it's a bad game. They just say it doesn't last them long enough, and I guess that's because there's not enough of the like standard shooter thing. But I don't think it was meant to be a standard shooter. I think this game is exactly what it is meant to be, an homage to Star Wars and just a quick, fun, pick up and play shooter. I don't think that DICE or EA or Disney had any intentions on making this like a part of the hardcore gaming crowd's menu, so to speak. I don't, but that's just me. At the end of the day, I do think that it's one of the better Star Wars games that we've seen, because let's be honest, there haven't been that many great Star Wars games. What we've gotten has been a mixed bag, but I guess it goes along the territory of licensed properties and how hard it is to make great games. I mean, we've got lucky with Rocksteady in the Batman Arkham series. Spider-Man, I believe it's Spider-Man 2. A lot of people like that game. Phoenix actually made a pretty decent Spider-Man game. Their first go around. The Wolverine game that was supposed to be like a tie-in to the movie, that actually ended up being a pretty solid game. There's been a couple of X-Men games in the arcades that have ended up being solid as well. But for the most part, licensed properties just don't do well. And Star Wars is one of those licensed properties that has suffered from that, like the inability of game developers being able to take the property and making it work as a video game. Like, I look back on some of the things that I played in my younger days. Empire Strikes Back on the Atari was, god damn it, that game. It was hard because it was horrible. You know what I mean? Super Star Wars on Super Nintendo. I remember like screaming to the high heavens on that game. That game was just fairly difficult for no reason or normal. And it's funny because I just recently found out that when you did the it's funny, well, I didn't just find out, but I just realized how bad the frame rates were in that game, because somebody was talking about on the podcast how the PlayStation 4 version that came with the Star Wars bundles that I believe they've now made available in the stores. They've cleaned up a lot of the technical issues. And one of the things is when you used to jump with your lightsaber, you can do this super lightsaber spin. And when you do it on the screen with a lot of enemies, it used to go really, really slow. But it had a cool slow-mo effect to it. They said that because they cleaned it up on PlayStation 4, you don't get that slow-mo effect anyway, so it kind of takes away a bit. And I was like, yeah, that kind of does take away from like the coolness of that for a bit. And taking that away, you just have a unnecessarily hard game for no reason at all. I actually did play Super Empire Strikes Back as well. Same thing. I don't think I even thought about bothering touching Super Return of the Jedi, because those two things were just brutal. What else? The Force Unleashed. Those games weren't really good. They were like the whole Darth Vader's Secret Apprentice. That was an interesting premise, but I really care for those games. I didn't play. I played a bit of one. And was like, yeah. Played the demo too, and was just like, nah. I just couldn't do it. Knights of the Old Republic, however, is one on the good list. That was a good series. The fact that they made a Star Wars RPG that was really good, that was cool. I'm hoping that we get another one. BioWare, where are you? Are you working on this? I know you got to do the Mass Effect game, but EA has a license. BioWare, get on it. Star Wars RPG, would love to have a really good Star Wars RPG. Also, gosh, I always forget the name of this game. It introduced the character Dash Rendar. I forget the name, but it was set in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. I always thought it was a cool game. I also thought that Dark Forces 2, when they took the turn, a lot of people might not remember the original Dark Forces. Dark Forces was a goddamn first-person shooter, and then Dark Forces 2 all of a sudden became an first-person / third-person action adventure where you played as Cal Katarn, and you were a Jedi, and you were fighting all these Sith Lords and stuff like. It was like, wow, that's such a huge fucking 180 on that whole property, but it worked because it ended up working well with Dark Forces 2. So there were some standouts. There were definitely some standouts, but thinking about and I know a lot of people like Pod Racer too, but thinking about the majority of them, they were really, really bad. Say what you will about the lack of content of Battlefront. It's actually a solid start to this license because it's actually not a bad game. A lot of people will agree. It has solid mechanics. It plays very well. It looks great, and it's fun. It may not last for eons in fun, I guess, for some people, but it's a fun game. So it's not like they made a bad game. And which is good. That's a good first step. Establish it with a good game. Now let's see what Ann Henning gonna do with Visceral, with their adventure. Let's see if the rumors about 1313 are coming back are true. And we get that out there. That'll be another one. Let's hope that this marriage of Disney and LucasArts is going to help them curate what EA does more and make some really, really great properties for the Star Wars video games. Because I would like to see. And I almost forget, Galaxy of War, one of my favorite RTSs of all time on PC. I love that game. That was another good one. I used to play the hell out of that one. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to EA doing right by the property, because I feel like Disney is going to try to do their best to make sure people put out solid games. They may not be perfection in gamers' eyes, but I feel like they're going to be well representative of what the license is, and they're going to be solid games nonetheless. But we shall see. We shall see as time goes on, because they have that license for a good while right now. But anyway, you guys hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Vegas, and I'm out.